Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is the Scottish Sim Guy. So here we are, episode 4 of Wood End Farm, and we are just heading back to the farm here. What we've been doing this morning is we've been getting rid of some silage from the silage pit. Got quite a lot of silage left there, and the plan is to try and get a cut this month. We are now in May. I'm going to put the cows out now, so with that I've got silage bales there that I can use if needs be, so I may as well empty the pit and then basically we can go from there whether what we're wanting to actually do. I'm kind of looking at it, and you'll see when I go round here now that I'm not going to get the pit completely empty. For some reason there's silage sticking to the left hand wall, can't get it away, whether it's the decorations down the side of it or not, I'm not entirely sure. So with that I might end up either getting rid of this and having to put it back and then do I fill it with silage again, or do I just put bales in it and stack bales, and that way they're easier to sell as well. So I'm actually just going to fill this feeder right up to the top. I'm going to fill it and then I'm going to fill the ring feeders out in the cow pastures with it, and then anything else left can go down and get sold, and then maybe in another episode or off a screen I'll get this pit sorted out. So I'll fill this up and then we'll get some of the rest of the silage sold. We sold a fair bit of it this morning, and then the cows can go out. There's dung to get mucked out as well since that's the cows out. There's also silage to get cut. Whether that's all in this episode, probably not, but that's the kind of future plans, is cows out, this silage sold, dung mucked out, get grass cut and silage made, and whether that be bales. And if I do then decide to just put this silage pit back in but put bales in it, then what I might end up doing is selling the pottinger wagon that we've got, because I'm not going to need it. And then with that, if I've got enough money, do I go and buy a bigger tractor, do I go and buy new mowers? I'm not entirely sure yet. We'll see how it goes. There's a few kind of ideas that I'm kind of floating about with to try and do some stuff, but I'm not entirely sure on what direction I want to go with it. I'll just see what happens. So yeah, well, there's not going to actually be that much left to actually go down to sell. Whether there'll be a full trailer load left, I don't know. It's probably saying there's more silage in there than there actually is, because I can't get the rest of it out the silage pit. But helps if I'm square over the feeder. Got another one in there yet, just so I've got stuff to feed the cows out in the pastures. Though there's obviously meadow grass, well, it's classed as meadow grass, but it is actually grass. I've not put meadow grass in. That way, yeah, there's not going to be a lot left at all. This might all just fit in here, in all honesty. I might not need to sell any more. I'll bring the menu up and see what it's actually saying once I've got it empty. Yeah, could get what's left in this, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, just that bit along the side there's just really annoying me. No matter what I do, I just can't get rid of it. I've had it happen in the past, but there was nothing, I didn't really know what was causing it. If you guys know if it is the decorations that are at the side of it that's causing this, then, or you know what it is, put a comment in the comment section below and let me know. I'm just, delete it if it is. That's that fill now. If it is decorations, will the same thing happen again when I get rid of the silage pit to put a new one in. So this is kind of the reason why I wanted to, but you'll see I just can't, just doesn't want to get anything at all. Just left with this big heap that it just won't take on. So yeah, very, very annoying. So I jump up into the settings and put the help window on. It's saying there's 10,333 litres left in here. So no, I can't get it out. There's just no, I mean, how am I getting that out? It's just not wanting to go, so it's kind of stuck in there. So there's just a little bit of silage actually left on this grape here, so I'm just going to pip it here. That'll do it. I'll go and take this fork off up here. And we'll yeah, I'll go out to the pasture and I'll put this, I'll fill up what I need to fill up and how much they take, whether one takes it all and then I end up needing to put bales out into the next one, we'll see, but that's the plan. Right, this tractor can get reversed back out the way the now for mucking out the sheds, because that was, I thought there'd be at least another trailer load left with what was left in there. I'm going to stick that menu back off again. There we go. And yeah, so yeah, I thought it'd be a little bit more left, but I'd kind of looked at the menu to see how much was, and I wasn't taking into the thought that there's like 10,000 litres stuck along there. So yep, we'll go and take this out to the pastures, and yeah, then we can get the quad bike and the herdsman stick and move cattle out into here, and that's another job done. Save running bales out, may as well bring it out with a wagon. So don't know what side I've got this tipping on. Stick that menu on just to see what's going on. So it's tipping on the right, so I want to tip on the left. There we go, it's better now. See how much it actually takes. We stop at about 10,000, and that means an equal share, so let's go up to cattle. So yeah, so that's, so it can hold a fair bit actually. So now I'll just put half in one just now and half in the other. There we go. Right. And that'll do that one, so that'll be enough, and we'll get the cattle out here into the fields, and that's them, and then bring them in near calving, or let them calve in the field depending on what the dates are. I've not looked at when they're going to actually calve yet, a few months away yet. Right, this isn't needed now, can I stick this somewhere out the way? I'll just stick it down in here and reverse it in towards the bales. Oh, I'll just abandon that there, that'll do it. Right, quad bike, gather up these cattle, get them out into the pastures, get that job done. Another one ticked off the list. Right, there we go. Always a bit of a delay in this between hitting the throttle and actually wanting to go. Right, if I remember rightly, where are they on this door? Can't remember if it's this door or the other door. Soon find out. Right, open gate. Open no dialogue is on that door. 35 of them to the trailer. That's that done, so that lot are in there. And then, yeah, see there's a good bit of dung in there to muck out. Really not knowing what's going on with this, with the manure heap works and these these sheds as well, believe it or not. There's something funny going on which I'll show you in a little bit actually. I'll just get these cows in. Animal dialogue. Move the trailer. That's them done. Right, so that's all the cattle in there. So yeah, if I go to settings and turn that off just now and turn field info on, right? So here's my manure heap here, and it's saying I've got 37,636 litres. Fantastic. And then if I go over here, that'll tell me there's two manure points here. So one's saying it's got 10,000 litres, which is usually what's sitting in the shed there that you can see. And there's another one that's saying 57,136. Now, once I go and empty this, that bottom one's going to be empty, but the other one's still probably going to be sitting saying that it's got 57,136. And then this one over here, we'll say it's got less because there's less manure there, so 3,149. And then 50,836. So, wait a minute. See, so now I don't, if I was to empty the muck heap, empty that shed, and that shed, there's still going to be manure sitting in the shed. I've not seen a trigger point for manure to get manure out. I always thought you had to muck it out in this shed by Sully. There's no bit on the side apart from here, and that's for slurry. So I'm not sure, but I'll figure it out. But that's the kind of thing that I'm looking at and going, why is all the dung not going in there? Why is it piling up in there when that's plenty of room in there? But then why is there saying there's not more manure in the shed than there actually is? So I'm not entirely sure. But we'll go and we'll get these sheep out, cattle out into the cattle pastures, and then that's another job ticked off the list, and that'll be out till probably, as I said, October time anyway, so have them out for a good while. So go here, see, I don't even know if that's in the right place. No. Right, settings. I hate switching settings about, but sometimes it's better to find out where the actual animal dialogue bit is here. I think it's actually down here, isn't it? Yeah, it's there. Right, that'll do. So, open pan up. Right, there we go. So I'll put half of them. So 64. I thought I had 70. I thought it was 35 and 35 I had. It is. So why is it only saying I've got 70 there, but I've only got 64. That's what it is. I can only get 64 animals in that pasture. That's why. Right, so change that to 35. and move to husbandry, and then that's, yeah, so that's giving me 35, so I'm going to then go over to this other one, put the other 35 in there. And there we go, that's all the cattle out in the pasture. And if I do need to, but the good thing about having a good few bit more fields and stuff like that about is that I can make another couple into pastures if I need to. If I feel the grass is getting eaten down, to give it a rest, I can just then move them into another one to give that one a rest and the grass to grow back, etc. Try, you know, a wee bit realistic. So go and stick this quad bike away, and then start getting some dung mucked out, I think, and that'll get that done, and then that starts us off what I'm actually wanting to do. Cutting silage, probably go and make a start at it anyway. So we'll go and we'll take this up here. And it kind of gate, I think the gate opens there. I think it's that first gate that opens, so I'm probably just going to fire the trailer at an angle like that. I'll go down, open this gate, and as I have said as well, I'm hopefully probably going to put another shed in as well, to put the calves in and things like that until we're reared up and old enough to be sold on. That would be the plan, so maybe need to have a look at expanding out into one of the fields out the back, probably in the direction of the sheep pasture, out that direction. Put another cattle shed or that in, or you know, do I take the silage pit away, stack my bales in where they're already getting stacked there, and I can put a calf shed in there where the silage pit is. Not entirely sure how to do it, but if you do have any suggestions, guys, just comment, basically. Also, even if you wanted to put it down in my Discord, join my Discord channel. So the link is in the bio. Silage in this bucket. That's why I can't get any in. Why is there silage in that bucket? I'm not entirely sure why there's silage in that bucket. So we'll tip that out. I was wondering why it wasn't picking up the dung there, so I'll just stick it in the shed there. Out of the way. Yeah, so I have got my Discord channel, guys, and thanks to everybody who's joined so far. So yeah, the link will be, it's in my bio, it's in the description of the video. More than welcome to join. If you do want to become a member, there's a members section on the Discord channel just for members to talk to each other and talk to myself. So you can become a member of the Discord through Ko-fi. My link for Ko-fi is obviously in the description and in my bio as well. It all does help support the channel, so if you did want to become a member, or just even buy me a coffee, more than grateful for that. So yeah, just if you have got any things that you want to know, or just questions that you want to ask, or any ideas, or what you like, you know, are you liking what I'm doing so far? It's probably, obviously as I've said, a bit different to what I usually do, but I'm enjoying it. It's just finding the time, keeping up to be able to kind of produce the content, but we're getting there. So we're just going to actually sit down today and just kind of try and rattle out a couple of episodes, and try and get it done. Now, so we kind of just go through things. So yeah, it's Obviously not a lot of action happening yet. It's May, so we are, once that silage starts and we get the silage done, and then there'll be fertiliser and slurry to go out, and then once the crops come off, the dung and cultivating, and then obviously getting the crops back in the ground. So that's kind of busy. And then do we expand the farm? What do we do? Have we got enough fields? Do we need more? We start upgrading machinery as we're trying to get things done to be a little bit more efficient, get things done a little bit quicker. Upgrade the seeder, do we do that? Do we get a 6 metre in rather than a 4? What do we do? So there's lots of different things that we'll go through. I think the 4 will stay just now and get the first lot of seeding done, but as we kind of get a bit busier, make a bit of money, then can see us upgrading some of the tractors and the equipment to be a little bit bigger. Obviously part of the plan was as well was to do a little bit of contracting if needs be to make some money, but we might not even have time for that, and it all depends if the contracts are basically suitable. I don't want to be hiring in machines to just do the contracts. I want to be able to have the machines, but then obviously I've got to look at it and go, am I honestly going to go and sow a 50-acre field with a 4 metre seeder? It's going to take me a little while, not entirely sure. So we'll see. I'll jump in this trailer and just move it round to be able to jump in the tractor and move the trailer around to get a little bit out that next shed, and then that'll be the sheds done. Whether I'm just going to leave, I'm just going to take one trailer load down to the dung heap that I created in one of the other episodes, and that the rest can stay in the midden until we're needing to get the dung out. There's no point in moving it down there to then load it up again. I'll only really move it if I really need to move it. So that's the kind of plan on things. So when we're kind of empty, all the ewes are out, all the cattle are out, lambs are still in getting fattened up. Might obviously upgrade this slurry tower as well if I do put in some new cattle sheds. Then to expand them, then I might need to put in a new tower. But this is all kind of part of it. You know, you build. I like try to start off small and then try and build things up as you go, rather than, you know, obviously some of my farm builds and that, if you've seen, though they're just builds, I kind of do just, some are small and smaller equipment, some are large farms with larger equipment. So, but if I'm kind of playing to build myself up and make money, to see, I always like to start off with kind of either older or smaller kit, and that way it gives you the opportunity to buy newer tractors, buy bigger tractors, bigger equipment. But sometimes when you start off with that kind of bigger stuff, you're just like, well, what do I do? I'm only doing field work here, the farm's not getting bigger, the machinery's not getting bigger because I've already got big stuff. So I do like to try and be a little bit realistic, as if I'm starting off with basically nothing. I mean, I've never started off with much money, and obviously selling that silage has made a bit of money. So that's a positive, but we'll just take it as it goes. Right, so that's that trailer full. I just put this little bit of dung that's left in the bucket in the dung heap here, and then that's that all mucked out. So I'll just actually park this and leave this here, jump out and go and take this down and stick it with the rest of the dung. But yeah, I do like the, kind of, as I said before, I do like the 7/8s, 10s, the 10 series John Deeres. I do think they're a good tractor, well suited for this size of farm anyway. Not massive, but not small either. So the linseed's coming away, it's flowered well, it's looking good. Can't say I've ever done linseed before. I know Oxide brought it out in 22, but I don't think I ever did it. So that's actually quite nice to see there. It's a bit of colour, so but everything's growing well, looking good. Hopefully I've not really tested it out since the update on precision farming came out, whether it's helped the tram lines any. Obviously I'd activated it for all the areas and I only managed to get tram lines to go in that one field there. So I've got a couple of ideas to try and see, can I switch it off and on every time I go and do a new section of field. With that, whether that helps, somebody had kind of maybe suggested that to me. But we'll see what happens. I'd like to have all the tram lines in the field, excuse me. But yeah, if that's not going to happen through precision farming, then I'll probably just buy a seeder that I can activate tram lines on. I usually reverse up here first time, no bother. I think I'm all over the place there today. So I'd always thought if there's a decent sized and looking manure heap comes out, then I might stick one up here. So it just means I can put it in there. So I'm going to tip that out. That gets that done. So back down the farm. Don't think there's anything for it but then to put the mowers on and go and start cutting. And one of the reasons I thought of maybe updating the tractor and the mowers was so I could use GPS, because obviously for some reason I can't get the GPS to work with the front and back mower. So I was cutting it all, just the old fashioned way. But I mean I can do it like that, no problem, it's not a bother. So we'll see. I'll go and park this away and then we'll get the mowers on this tractor and go and get some grass down, I think, and get that done now that we've got all that done this morning. It's a good bit of stuff done, so I'll go and stick this in here. Right, honk that off there, and I'll go and sit the weight block down here. Right, that's that. Right, front and back more time, and then go and get some grass cut. Yeah, that's the thing. Do I, as I say, and probably just going to cut in this episode. So with that, it might probably actually what I'll probably do is stick it on my Discord today. So, but if this video comes out before I even do the next one, it would give you the option to, do I go and sell that wagon and just do bales, or do I keep the wagon and do a bit of pit silage, which I'm thinking, depending what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out and cut a bit, and I might go and see what I can do with that actual cut a bit and go and see what I can actually do with that silage pit and get that away. And if I can get that away, I would like to put some silage in the silage pit at least, and do some bales. So that would be the plan. Right, so I'm going to go down into this bottom field here, get myself set up, guys, and get cutting. Probably I'm going to throw this into a time lapse. I'm kind of been talking and waffling on for a good while now. I'm probably nearly half an hour into this video, so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm definitely going to stick this onto a little time lapse and get a couple of fields cut and then we can go and lift some silage. So other than that, guys, we'll catch you in a bit. Right everyone, well that's that field all dropped. I'm going to go in and start this other field through here. Now I'll get this field dropped and then I'll probably end up being that for this episode. It's probably ran on a little bit longer than what I would have liked to have it to be, but we'll get this field dropped and then basically we're going to be next episode before we start rolling up. I'm thinking I'm going to fill that silage pit rather than doing bales. I think I'll just fill it. So with that, we'll just fill it with silage and we'll do probably silage bales. So they're going to have a lot of grass, I think, by the looks of it. So I'll just sort that out, put another silage pit in, and hope for the best, and then we'll start filling it with a wagon. Might take a while as a small wagon considering the size of tractors that we've got, but as I say, when I think we start buying new kit, definitely at least 230 horsepower is what I need to run a set of Pottinger triple mowers. So I'd like to go for at least a 230 horsepower tractor, which will then allow us to get a bigger mower as well. Well, obviously the bigger mowers, but bigger silage wagon, and do it that way. And then eventually, you never know, we might end up getting a chopper in through time. But the now, definitely, we'll just work away with, I think, the size of kit that we've got. Do one cut anyway, see how we get on. Maybe be able to bring in a slightly bigger tractor, and then be able to bring in bigger mowers. I do like those Pottinger triple mowers because you can put 3 swaths into one with it, which is a big plus. Means you're not needing to rake or swath. And then also for the size of them and what they do, they're not that great a horsepower, 230 horsepower. So with that, you look at some of them and your 300 odd, you could be high 200s into 300s. So there is a few out there. The Vicon ones that have just been released, I think they're a good bit of horsepower as well. And then there's the Samas ones that came out in 22. Pretty sure they're like 300 and something horsepower to run them. I think it's like 190 for the back mowers and about 110 for the front. So you're 300 horsepower anyway to run them, when the Pottingers do the exact same thing. So I've always usually stuck with the Pottinger triple mowers, and if I did have a front and back mower, I usually went for the Pottinger ones as well. These will do the job for now, but at least then if I go triple mowers, that will allow me to use the GPS and just make it a little bit easier on myself. So a bit of a mixed bag of an episode this time round. A wee bit of dung moving, a wee bit of getting silage filled up out the pit, moving some cattle, mowing some grass. So yeah, definitely I think next episode will be getting the rake on, getting this stuff rolling up, and getting the wagon going and getting stuff in the pit. That's, I think, what's going to be the best option in all honesty. See how much, maybe just do these 2 fields now, or maybe cut another, or maybe not cut another 2, just to see, and then you can see how much we put in the pit, and then we can bale some as well, I think. So maybe just off screen go and knock down another 2 fields, and then that's some more done. Another 2 bigger fields, and then there's some smaller fields that I might just leave just now. We might do them as grass at a later date. Hay, we'll make them into hay at a later date. But silage wise, for going in the pit and making bales, I'll get these 2 knocked out, and then there's another two that I want to do anyway. And then we'll see how we go for there. So what's the best way? I'll just cut this up and down this way, I think. And yeah, just go with the field up and down this way. It's a kind of weird shaped field. It's almost a square but not quite. It gets kind of smaller runs as you get towards the other side of the field. But yeah, again guys, if anybody does know, don't think anybody's put in the comments, but if you know how to offset this and make it work so that I can use a GPS, then it might even save me the trouble of having to actually go and buy a set of triples. If I could figure out how to get this offset, if anybody even knows of a video, I've searched on YouTube trying to find a video of how to run GPS with it all offset. Not seem to come up with anything. Videos have come up, but there's nothing in them showing you how to do it. So if you do know a video that shows you how to set it all up, tag the video in the comments below, that'd be fantastic. Or if you know how to do it yourself, would really help me out. I just can't get it no matter what I do, it's just not right. So whether that's a game issue or not, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, we'll get there. Just means you need to do it how we've done it for a long time. The GPS just is an absolute game changer in 25. Probably one of the best things that's been done for console players in 25 is bringing out the GPS. It helps a lot, especially for like doing content. So like if I had this as GPS, I could get different angles of the camera and things like that. So it does make it like, so like this, I'm not like, now I'm having to steer to keep this in a straight line, but the GPS I wouldn't need to, so I could, you know, come along and get a lovely angle like that without having to worry about missing bits or taking too much, etc. So for making content, it does make a big difference. So, but we'll get there. So again guys, if you do like my videos, you do like what I'm doing, then please give the videos a like, subscribe to the channel. It does mean a lot to us. It helps us out, helps us get seen, helps us get more subscribers, helps the videos get seen. So that's what it's all about. More people see my content, which means I can make more and better content for you guys to watch, get involved with as well. I'm going to hopefully do a couple of things where you can all get involved. Maybe do a series where there's certain things come up in the episodes, and basically you have to pick what happens. So for instance, what we're going to plant in this field, what machine should I buy out of these ones, this and that. So before you vote on it, with that wins. So you get a say on how the series unfolds and what gets done. So you get to have your say. A couple of options for each thing, and in that way we go down a storyline. Do you want this to happen? Do you want that to happen? So look out for that in the future. Yeah, so we'll maybe change a couple of the fields round about as well, whether some of the grass might go into crops at some point. Probably not going to be this year. I'll just keep the grass as it is. The crop fields will go back into crops, but I'll rotate the crops through them and put different crops in them. Might be one grass field I might put into crops, but I'm not entirely sure. It's all for access and stuff like that as well. Just left with this wee triangle at the back, but these mowers are okay, but As I have mentioned when I first started using them, that front mower is sitting up off the ground, but you still cut grass with it. You put it down and put it up, it doesn't matter if it's down or up, it's still cutting grass, which it shouldn't cut grass when it's up. So don't know if there'll be an update or that comes out for it, but it's a good little combi of the two of them, just to use the two of the same make or mower. I think I've done it before with a certain back mower and a different front mower, just because there's only one, you know, there's not a lot of front mowers to choose from, and then the back mower that I was using, I think there wasn't a front mower to go with it, so you basically just had to use what there was. And there's guys out there that don't run the same front back mowers, they've got a certain back mower and a certain front mower, but we'll just trim that little bit off there. Right, so that's that up, switch that mower off, and we'll head up out the way. Right guys, well, I think that's going to be it for this episode. I'm probably going to go away and cut another 2 fields just to get sorted out and prepped for the next episode. But just want to say thank you very much for watching, guys. It is very much appreciated. Hope you have enjoyed that. Again, join my Discord, like the videos, subscribe, it does all help, and I'll hopefully get to chat to you soon. Cheers.